So I've been playing Rennsport for quite a bit now, and I'm ready to give you my thoughts on the game. So it's in open beta right now, but you're presented with this screen to buy stuff. Now, let's get on to how the game actually is right now, and then we can talk about the buying stuff, because I think it's massively controversial, and we'll get on to that. So I've done different parts of Rennsport here. I've done multiplayer. It's really fun. So for me, multiplayer just works. The racing's been fun. There's been some dirty driving, yes. There's been some pretty bad driving. There's been some great driving. And the main things for me that Rennsport is doing well is it's giving the information. It sounds simple. It's a quality of life thing. But compared to, say, Gran Turismo 7, and for various reasons, I think Rennsport is actually not saying it's a Gran Turismo killer, but it offers a similar experience to Gran Turismo compared to, say, iRacing, Le Mans Ultimate, ATC, those kind of sims. So let's just say Gran Turismo, Rennsport gives you tyre temps, shows you what's going on with the edge and the centre of the tyre in terms of temperatures. It gives you qualifying before the races start, so you can't you don't come up against really sweaty people who have just spent all Monday day grinding, times, then you can't beat them. It makes it a one-shot before quali, essentially, before the race. It also has pretty nice graphics, I would say. That's definitely a strong point, and it has pretty good audio. The audio is a bit complicated because the actual audio sounds are really good. Let's go now, Wepo Rouge. Let's absolutely scream it. But the way they're deployed is sometimes a bit binary. Like, you go onto a curb and it's just like curb noise, or you lift off slightly, it's like lift off noise, and it's not really sort of blended in, but the sounds themselves are pretty aggressive. So compared to something like Gran Turismo, if you want to log on, like I'm shooting this 2 o'clock on Saturday morning or night, whichever one it is, and I've got some free time to do some racing, and I had a pretty good race here. So multiplayer, pretty good. Single player, for the beta here, I think it's grayed out to race against bots. I'm not sure you can race against bots full stop in this open beta. You've got stuff like the Goodwood Hill Climb didn't work for me. Like, I just can't get it to go properly. But you can see you've got the other tracks here: Monza, Spa, Daytona, Fuji, Hockenheim, Road Atlanta, Nürburgring GP for free. We'll get onto that. That's probably more tracks than you get in Le Mans Ultimate. In Le Mans Ultimate, you actually get Monza, Spa, Fuji, and then you get like Bahrain, Le Mans, and I'll forget some other ones. But here you get a pretty good selection for the open beta. Obviously, I don't know what the exact model is going to be when it launches, but let's go into the pricing now. So if I go here, Founders Pack. So this is a car purchase credit and a Nürburgring. Let's talk about car purchasing. Really weird. Go into my Rennsport, go into my garage. Now, when I first found out about Rennsport, like years and years and years ago, you can look at the videos on this channel. I was like, they're basically trying to sell NFTs. And I made videos to that effect. No one else, I'm pretty sure no one else made videos saying, what is this about with NFTs or whatnot. They then came out and said, oh, it's not NFTs, they're not effing NFTs. But as I understand it, they are e-vins. So they are things that you own. So I can drive all of these cars, by the way. Like, I can drive these in the game, but this is a car that I own. And you can see this one is actually locked behind the Founders Pack. So that one I can't drive. But then if you get a car purchase token, they are things that you own. So we come here, that's that car purchase credit. It's obviously, it's part of the DNA. They want people to buy cars and have a greater sense of ownership over them. I just want to drive my cars. Like, if I want to buy a car in real life, I'll try and buy one in real life. So you get a track access here with the Nordschleife. So they've already gate-kept the Nordschleife. Now that's something that Gran Turismo does not do. Gran Turismo, same tracks for everyone. Very democratic, whatever you want to call it. ACC does track packs, so you get packs of them. Le Mans Ultimate is sort of doing seasons, so it's kind of like packs as well. There'll be packs, seasons. And iRacing is per car, per track, you need to buy it. So this has basically gone down the iRacing. Buy a car, buy a track. So they're trying to compete with iRacing. I don't think the sim is good enough to compete with iRacing. To me, it's a very accessible sim, actually. It's a really fun sim. You come out, you can drive hard. It's not like iRacing, needs to go around a bit, or back in the day, you needs to go out and warm up the tyres. Now it's a bit quicker. It's not as brutal as Le Mans Ultimate that you'll see my videos and that. I'm like, that's really hard sim to get your teeth into. It's really accessible. If you're good at Gran Turismo, I think you're going to be really good at Rennsport, honestly. I'm pretty good at Gran Turismo, and I feel like really at home at Rennsport because there's not a lot of complication in the braking zone. There's not a lot of trail braking. You get lift off, gives you as much rotation a lot of the time. So yeah, interesting to go on that route. And then we see Platinum. So here you get the even. And by the way, they give you an exclamation mark saying what an even is, but it's not actually in the game. So you can buy it, I guess, here, but without actually reading it. I don't know. Anyway, so this one you get Nordschleife. You get your even. Definitely not an NFT. It's not an NFT. It's an even. Duh. Another car purchase credit, and you get a livery. Find this sort of obscene, especially, again, with so much of the Kireth community racing in Gran Turismo, where people are just creating liveries for free, people are applying them for free, and it's all for the love of the community, love of the sport. And then you'll get your name in-game, but I'm guessing it's on one of these little, like, lines here that you have to zoom in. So it'll be one thing, like, you zoom in on it. Pretty cool idea, to be fair. Pretty cool idea. Quite like that. That's pretty cool. And you get founders badges. So what on earth, goodness me, is the diamond going to be? Any guesses? Let's see. For 55 of your English British pounds, whatever they're worth these days, you get the Nordschleife. You get your, definitely not an NFT, it's an even. You get 2 credits. You get your name on a runoff area at the founders track that no one will ever race at. You get a dynamic livery, I guess one that changes and stat livery. Hate that. Livery should be... Livery, just give us a livery maker. There are so many creative people out there who are just way more creative than what you can think of. And you get all of the founders badges. It's pretty in your face. I see what they're doing. They want to raise money, obviously. I don't know whether they're in financial trouble or not. I suspect they're not, because they've had a whole nation state backing their esports championship, and I reckon that it's in a really healthy state financially. I've no information on that. I think they want to build up this sense of ownership and being a founder and not just playing the game. They want you to be invested in the game. Problem is, I think too many of us are too smart for that. We want to race, and if we really like it, then we'll buy stuff. Like on iRacing, when the new Ford GT3 came out, I bought it without even test driving it. Think how crazy that is. Like, I was like, yes, I trust iRacing, I'm going to buy it. Gran Turismo, I would give them money if they did a track pack. I can't even give them money. There's no way for me to... I've got hundreds and hundreds... Well, I've got over GT Sport and Gran Turismo, I've got thousands of hours of entertainment. I'd be very happy to drop £31 on some meaty new content, but I can't. Le Mans Ultimate wants to go down the seasons route. It seems pretty early for that. It's like, okay, you can drive your old GTEs, but if you want to drive the GT3s, then you've got to pay. So there's a lot of monetization going on now in iRacing and with sim racing. Probably started with iRacing, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. I feel like it's a bit too in your face. Maybe it's a bit too, I don't know. Maybe me being British, I don't like. It's sort of like when I go to America and I'm leaving like tips and stuff like that. It's like, just feels a bit alien to me. I do it though, Americans. I do. I take my bills with me to do it. But it's also a pretty bare bones system here. Like, it looks like quite a clean style, but there's actually not a lot of functionality. Like, if you have a look here, there's not a huge amount of functionality here. And the custom races, as far as I can tell, are not working. So that's something that's not working right now. And remember, you can't play against AI. But the game looks good. Like, this screenshot here, I've no doubt it's really taken from a, you know, and then a photo render. I'm not even sure there's a photo mode. Might be, I haven't checked that yet. But it does look good. It does sound good. I recommend picking up the open beta for free. You have to get it on the Epic Games Store. It asks you to do all sorts of stuff. Asks you to download an app where you can store your, definitely not NFTs, but evens, which I haven't done. But I definitely recommend you trying out the open beta because I actually want to hear from you. I want to hear from you in the comments. What do you think of Rennsport? My impressions are it's sort of like a really fun simcade, which might make this might be GT Sport 2 on PC. That is the best way I can describe Rennsport, to be honest. That sort of like casual jump in. I was just on the PC and I looked at official contests and I looked at the entry list. In fact, I can do it now. I looked at the entry list for like this race and I saw there was a guy called Lima who I'd raced before. I was like, oh, I want to race him again. And that's exactly what I would do in Gran Turismo Sport, so that's a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm going to put some videos here for races I've done in Rennsport. Please, please, please let me know what you think, because it's an intriguing one and it's quite fun to jump into, and I'd love to hear from you. And I am really cynical about the business model, but maybe I'm too cynical. Who knows? Let me know. I'll see you next time.